Welcome everyone to our 2024 Truth and Tuition hearing. I'm Amy Choate-Nielsen. I'm the Director of Communications and PR for Academic Affairs, and I will be moderating today's Truth and Tuition hearing. So thank you to everyone for joining us. I'm also running the slides, so in case in case we have any snafus, give me a little bit of patience, I hope. So Truth and Tuition is, we have an annual Truth and Tuition every year. We hold it between the end of the Utah legislative session and a meeting of the Board of Trustees. As you'll hear in this presentation today, Truth and Tuition is a mandated step in the process of gaining approval for tuition rates and student fees at the University of Utah. This presentation is designed to be transparent in explaining proposed tuition and student fee increases and to gather feedback from students to be shared with the Board of Trustees. This year, we will hear from our panel of presenters, which include Mitzi Montoya, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Jason Atuaia, Associate Vice President for Budget and Finance, Brad Vierig, Associate Dean of MBA Programs and Executive Education, Jack O'Leary, President of the ASUU, Kerry Case, Chief Sustainability Officer, Anthony Jones, Executive Director of Scholarships and Financial Aid, Kathryn Hoffman-Abby, Vice President of U Career Services and Assistant Dean in the David Eccles School of Business, Annalisa Purser, Special Assistant for Strategic Initiatives for Student Affairs, Jennifer Reed, Associate Vice President for Auxiliary Services, Thomas Chase Hagood, Senior Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Undergraduate Studies, and Deborah Kiet-Franson, Associate Vice President and Dean of University Connected Learning. At the end of the presentation, we will answer a few questions from our audience, some that were submitted ahead of time and other questions if you submit them in the chat. Specifically related to tuition and student services. As we get started, just a reminder to each of our presenters to introduce yourselves at the beginning of your segment. And I'll turn the time now to Provost Montoya, who will talk about the value of a University of Utah degree.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you to everyone for being here. I'm Mitzi Montoya, the Provost for the University of Utah. It's my privilege to talk with all of you today about what makes the University of Utah special. It is our goal to provide all students access to a top-tier education, and that really is a great value that prepares students for a successful life. We always look at the balance here between the cost of attending the U and what students gain from being here. In today's economy, we know every dollar you spend is a sacrifice, and we're mindful of that. But we are also considerate of the overall costs of attending the U compared to our national peers. For example, when compared to our peers who are in the Association of American Universities, or the AAU, which is a national group of elite research-intensive universities that includes the U, we're the second lowest for tuition and fees in the entire country. We have the lowest tuition and fees in the Pac-12 by a margin of over $2,700. And as it stands now, the U will enter the Big 12 as having the third lowest tuition and fees among our peers and the lowest tuition and fees among the Big 12 schools that are part of AAU. That said, we know a price tag is still a price tag. And today we'll be talking about some of the specific benefits students receive with their investment in tuition and time, both in and outside of the classroom. This slide shows a bit about how earning a college degree or credential benefits the U and our value among our peers in Utah's public institutions. Earning a college degree or credential helps students build networks, develop skills, have interesting opportunities to pursue their passions, and forge a foundation of critical thinking. But it also has financial benefit. In 2022, the national median earnings of those with a bachelor's degree were 50% higher than the median earnings of those who completed only high school. And that's according to the US Census Bureau. The median earnings of a University of Utah graduate 6 years after graduation is just over $64,000, which is higher than all other public institutions in Utah and higher than the national median earnings for those with bachelor's degrees. I'll also note that the U has the highest graduation rate among all of Utah's public institutions. As we focus on meeting demands, what we're really trying to do as we prepare people in this economy is to prepare students to be hired for high demand jobs that are essential in our economy right now. For example, we award more STEM degrees, science, technology, engineering, math, than all other public institutions in Utah combined. As a result of partnerships with the university and investments from the legislature in engineering, all of our computer science, math programs and growth in engineering employment in Utah has outpaced the rest of the US by more than 5 times. With a focus on serving our state and community, we create pathways for students to be successful and impactful in their preferred career, from social work and education to fine arts and economics and everything in between. We are also working hard to increase access to the U, both logistically and geographically. For example, last fall, we opened the new Juniper building at the Harriman campus in collaboration with Salt Lake Community College. Students are earning degrees there in high demand fields such as business, education, and the social and behavioral sciences. And they can complete their associate and bachelor's degree in one location. We also have our campus in South Korea, the Utah Asia campus, which provides opportunities for students to learn and study abroad in a safe environment, including in exciting areas like gaming, which is a key new industry and a strong industry in Korea as well as in the US. We're looking strategically at our Sandy location and collaborations in St. George to allow students throughout Utah opportunities to reach the U. This fall, we are launching a new housing initiative to guarantee available on-campus housing for all first-year students. We're determined to keep developing ways for students to connect with the U no matter where they live. So what are the benefits of attending a research university? Out of all the public universities in Utah, the U funds the majority of the research. In 2023, our faculty generated over $768 million in grant funding. We are well on our way to achieving our goal of $1 billion in research grants. In turn, in 2022, we invested over $115 million on research-related goods and services nationally, and $24 million of that was in Utah alone. So our research boosts the economy and creates jobs. In addition, research matters because it can create life-changing technology and save lives. It's had an impact on our local and national economy, and our research can be used to address immediate issues like the Great Salt Lake and how to transfer renewable energy. You're in an amazing university, and we're doing incredible things with all of you here. I hope you take pride in being at an elite research institution. Our faculty are creating the future and what's next in the world. And when you rub shoulders with giants, it rubs off on you. Here are just a few examples of some great researchers of the U. As a student at a research university, we have tremendous opportunities for undergraduates across campus to get involved in research with paid research opportunities. You have access to some of the greatest thought leaders and nationally renowned scholars, world-renowned, and as well throughout this country, through our faculty. For example, one of our professors in mechanical engineering, Tommaso Lenzi, is the designer of the Utah Bionic Leg, which was noted by Time magazine as one of the best inventions of 2023. The Utah Bionic Leg is a game-changing advancement in prosthetics. One of our geology professors, Ning Wan, is leading the field and exploring ways to solve health and equity problems through geospatial methods and smartphones. And our very own director of the Scientific Computing and Imaging Institute, Manish Parashar, helped shape the national strategy toward developing advanced cyber infrastructure, and he is now heading up the new Responsible AI, or Artificial Intelligence Initiative at the U, which will combine multiple fields of study and applying AI to solving some of the most pressing societal challenges of our day. With all of that said, now we'll hear more from Associate Vice President for Budget, Jason Atuaia, about tuition for our next academic year.
Thank you, Dr. Montoya. For the 2024-2025 academic year, which includes summer 2024, fall 2024, and spring 2025, the University of Utah is proposing increasing tuition between 2.45% and 4.5%. So this means that a full-time resident student taking 15 credit hours will pay approximately $111.51 to $204.81 more per semester. So at 2.45%, this means the new proposed rate is roughly $4,663, and at 4.5%, it is roughly $4,756. In addition, the David Eccles School of Business is proposing an adjustment to its undergraduate differential tuition structure and graduate tuition for its executive MBA, professional MBA, and online MBA programs. I will cover the proposed changes to its undergraduate differential tuition structure before turning it over to Brad Vierig, Associate Dean of MBA Programs and Executive Education, to review the proposed changes to select MBA programs. So the proposed changes for the David Eccles School of Business undergraduate differential tuition, if approved, will not go into effect until the 2025-2026 academic year, which is more than a year away. The intention of bringing this forward now is to give as much advance notice as possible to current, incoming, and prospective students taking business courses. So the proposed change is to reduce the undergraduate upper division differential from $269.28 to $202, $67 decrease per credit hour, and introduce a lower division differential at $202 per credit hour. So this will create a balanced differential structure by smoothing it out across 4 years instead of a sudden increase when students take upper division courses. The estimated impact across 4 years will keep the cost the same. So if a full-time in-state undergraduate student taking 15 credit hours of business courses, they will pay approximately $3,030 per semester in differential tuition beginning in the 2025-2026 academic year. Brad Vierig, Associate Dean of MBA Programs and Executive Education, will now share more about the proposed changes to select graduate programs.
Thank you, Jason, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brad Vierig. I'm the Associate Dean of MBA Programs in addition to Executive Education. I want to be clear that the proposed changes that I'm going to present do not impact the undergraduate students nor the broader graduate student community. The proposed changes are specific to the Executive MBA, the Professional MBA, and the online programs, which we refer to as our part-time MBA part-time programs. The Executive MBA program specifically has a weekend format and is tailored for working level executive professionals, while they maintain their full salary and full benefits, with an average age of 39 years old and 14 years of leadership experience. This program is designed to enhance executive credibility and marketability, opening new career opportunities and increasing earnings potential. Our program is the premier choice for business leaders who wield substantial influence within our state and within our community. For the Executive MBA program, we are proposing a tuition increase of approximately 7.4% for the next 2 years. On average, Executive MBA students take 10 credit hours per semester, which equates to roughly paying $1,300 more semester in 2024 and 2025, and $1,400 more per semester in 2025 to 2026. The total proposed rate in 2024 to 2025 will be approximately $18,800 per semester, and in the next year, in 2025 and 2026, it will be approximately $20,200 per semester. Recruiting for all of our part-time MBA programs starts 1 year prior to classes starting, requiring early posting and communication of our proposed tuition ranges. In fact, currently, over 60% of our incoming class this fall has accepted the offer and paid their seat deposits, with students understanding the range of a possible 7.4% tuition increase. The increase in tuition will aid in the development of cutting-edge curriculum updates, ensuring our program maintains its competitiveness and relevance in the ever-evolving business landscape. The additional funds will also support strategic initiatives such as executive coaching and global immersion experiences, enhancing the overall quality and value of our program. It is imperative for us to maintain a top-ranked program, top-quality program that continues to evolve its current curriculum to attract students and local organizations seeking to send their leadership to our program. Next, I'd like to talk about the Professional MBA and the online MBA programs, which are offered to working professionals, and we offer the opportunity to advance their career while continuing to work full-time while receiving, again, full salary and benefits. This flexible format allows students to balance their professional and academic commitments, making it an attractive option for those looking to enhance their skills and their credentials. The average age of the students in these two programs is approximately 33 years old, and they are full-time working professionals. For both the professional and the online programs, we're proposing a tuition increase of approximately 7.4% for the next 2 years. On average, these students take 8 hours per semester, which equates to paying approximately $800 more per semester in 2024 and 2025, and $856 more per semester in 2025 and 2026. The total proposed rate increase for 2024 and 2025 will be approximately $11,600 per year, and the following year will be approximately $12,456 per semester. As with the Executive MBA program, recruiting for both of these programs starts 1 year prior to the program beginning, which requires potential pricing communication well in advance. Currently, over 40% of our fall 2024 class have been admitted and have accepted our offer, understanding the range of a possible 7.4% tuition increase. Considering the competitive environment among our online and professional MBA programs, it is crucial for us to uphold a program of high standing and excellence, continuing to enhance the curriculum and innovation, and appeal to students both from within and outside of the state of Utah. Now I'd like to turn the time back over to Jason Atuaia.
Thank you, Brad. Rapid inflation has been difficult for all of us, for our students, our faculty, our staff, and community. It has caused delays to projects, it's increased the cost of housing, raised wages, increased turnover, and has challenged our retention efforts. This year is no exception. The legislature has approved a generous compensation increase for our faculty and our staff. And so when compensation increases are approved, the state passes 75% of the funding to us. We then must cover the remaining 25% through tuition or other resources. So a portion of our proposed tuition increase will allow us to match legislative funding for compensation and other mandatory costs. Tuition increases are also used to support student success and completion rates, support student services, and respond to unforeseen increases in operational costs. We will continue to invest in areas to support student success and improve completion rates along with career placement. Before wrapping up our proposal for tuition adjustments, I want to share an updated graph showing the opportunity costs of delaying graduation. This graph shows the increasing tuition costs and opportunity costs for an undergraduate resident student who graduates beyond 4 years. The opportunity cost shown in red is the missed potential of generating a salary with a bachelor's degree because the student is still working to finish their degree. We estimate that $20,000 is the difference in the annual full-time earnings of those with a 4-year degree and those with some college and no degree. So a student who graduates after 7 years will pay $50,400 in tuition, which is $8,800 more than a student who finishes in 4 years. In addition, the same student missed out on the opportunity to earn $60,000 because of the additional 3 years it took to finish their degree. Now, this is a very simple graph showing the opportunity cost for a student who is unable to finish their degree in 4 years. There are certainly other things that could drive the opportunity cost higher, like inflation, missing out on potential benefits packages, or missing out on capturing retirement contributions and starting retirement investment periods sooner rather than later. This is why the University of Utah is emphasizing our commitment to providing resources that are critical to our students' success in graduating as soon as possible. Hiring, training, and retaining our amazing faculty and staff, especially in this extremely competitive job market, is part of our investment and commitment to our student success. Finally, there are 2 important dates to keep in mind regarding the tuition approval process. Our tuition and fee recommendations will be made at the University of Utah Board of Trustees meeting held on March 15, 2024. Then on March 22nd, the Utah Board of Higher Education will review requests and make their decision on approval. I now turn the time over to Jack O'Leary, ASU Student Body President and Chairperson of the General Student Fee Advisory Board.
Hello, my name is Jack O'Leary, and I am the ASUU Student Body President. While student fees fund important services on campus, our fees for the last 5 years have been held flat or decreased. With that in mind, the General Student Fee Advisory Board is recommending a 1.6 increase to the general student fees for fiscal year 2024 through 2025. This means that fees will increase by $9.75 per semester for a full-time in-state undergraduate student taking 15 credit hours. Total student fees with this increase would be about $601.64 per semester. As ASUU Student Body President, I chair the General Student Fee Advisory Board. The advisory board is made up of 9 members, 5 appointed student members, and 4 appointed members from faculty or staff. The structure of the advisory board was implemented to ensure it was student-led and that student voices are being heard regarding general student fees. The main purpose of the advisory board is to oversee the process to establish, revise, maintain, or repeal general student fees. After evaluating the general student fees, the advisory board makes a recommendation to the University of Utah Board of Trustees. This graph shows each of the 14 general student fees charged per semester and is sorted from highest to lowest. The fee distribution for fiscal year 2024 shows a few targeted increases. Our general student fees are dedicated to specific purposes, such as building revenue bonds for the Student Life Center and other buildings that support benefit students. They also support extracurricular student activities, such as through the ASUU activity, fine arts, and sustainability fees. Additional student services such as mental health, health services, computer labs, and athletics are also covered. We are recommending that 4 of the 14 fees receive an increase, highlighted in red on this slide. Health services, an increase of $4.50, taking the fee from $20.48 to $24.98. Fine arts, an increase of $1, taking the fee from $17.50 to $18.50. Mental health, an increase of $3, taking the fee from $15 to $18. And Campus Connect, an increase of $1.25, taking the fee from 75 cents to $2. More information on general student fees can be found online by searching for University of Utah student fees.
Thank you so much, Jack. I'm Kerry Case. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer here at the U, and sustainability is important to the University of Utah. And student tuition and fees directly support our sustainability efforts in a couple of ways. The first is the Sustainable Campus Initiative Fund, often referred to as SCIF, which has been in place since 2010 when ASUU proposed it as a way for students to help address sustainability challenges on campus. This $2.50 per student per semester fee provides grant funding for U students, staff, and faculty to implement projects that improve campus sustainability, and it provides excellent opportunities for students to apply their learning in a real-world setting and be part of creating a more sustainable U. Since 2010, SCIF has supported 296 projects and allocated over $1.7 million to sustainability work on campus. The second way that tuition and fees support sustainability is through the Sustainability Energy Fund, or SEF. The SEF is a revolving loan fund that helps the university carry out projects to improve energy efficiency while reinvesting utility savings to fund more efficiency projects. As savings from previous projects pay back the amount borrowed from the fund, those tuition dollars can be put to work again and again, helping create a sustainable funding source for sustainability work. And all this good work is paying off. The U is making progress in achieving our sustainability goals. We recently received a STARS Gold rating from the Sustainability Tracking Assessment and Rating System, called STARS, for the second time. And we just completed a new climate action plan that sets updated goals and targets related to research, education, and operations. Today, more than half of our purchased electricity comes from renewable sources. And when our Castle Solar project comes online this spring, that will increase to around 72%. We've reduced our greenhouse gas emissions per square foot by 45% since 2007, and reduced outdoor water use by 21% just since 2020, exceeding the House Bill 121 target. So with that, I'd like to turn over to Anthony Jones now, who will tell us more about student enrollment numbers.
Thank you, Kerry. So this slide provides data on total enrollment at the U. Overall enrollment has been increasing steadily each year across the last decade. As noted in the previous slide, the U's experienced steady increases in enrollment growth overall. The data on this slide demonstrates what a 1% growth from last year would look like for the graduate student population, as well as for undergraduates, and then a combined projected growth overall. Note these are projections, and actual enrollment changes may vary. In terms of scholarships and financial aid, the U works hard to ensure students have access to a range of financial aid options. Students received more than $348 million in all forms of financial aid, of which more than $142 million is scholarship assistance. As the data on the slides indicates, more than 30,000 students completed the FAFSA form, which is the primary application for determining eligibility for a range of types of scholarships and financial aid. Also noted is that 73% of new first-time students receive scholarship and grant assistance, which nearly 2/3 of that is from institutional scholarship funding. Now, I'll turn things over to Katie Hoffman-Abby.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm Katie Abby, Vice President for U Career Success. 2023 was a growth year for the U Career Success team, allowing us to serve more students across the university than ever before. In less than 12 months, we combined 2 separate career teams, added and trained additional staff. We rebranded and created a more accessible online experience for students on our web pages at careers.utah.edu. And we expanded the physical space of the U Career Success Center in the Robert H. and Kathryn B. Garf building to accommodate the array of services we offer students. President Taylor Randall's vision for every student on campus includes free access to informed and expert career resources. To achieve that goal, U Career Success has engaged in a series of partnerships with key colleges. They host career coaches who collaborate closely with academic advisors, faculty, and staff to better connect with students in their majors. When possible, they offer locations for meetings adjacent to their classrooms and incorporate coaches into courses, events, and activities to make career-building resources more accessible. Virtual appointments are also available. Our current campus partnerships include the College of Fine Arts, College of Humanities, College of Science, the David Eccles School of Business, the School of Cultural and Social Transformation, the Department of Chemical Engineering, the Departments of Political Science, Sociology, and Criminology. Our current campus partnerships offer a taste of what lies ahead as we partner with ever more colleges and schools across the university. While we continue to expand specialist services, generalist coaches at the U Career Success Center develop expertise relevant to other majors. Special programs focus on career exploration the moment each student joins the campus community. When you become a Ute, your career begins day one. At the same time, our corporate and community engagement team partners with employers across the Valley and across the globe to find excellent options for our talented interns and graduates. In 2023, career coaches met with students in a documented 8,856 appointments, plus many informal interactions, all designed to help them prepare confidently for future opportunities. And it's worth noting that this number of coaching appointments is quadruple what we did the year before. Coaches provide a full range of personalized resources for every step of the career journey, from exploration to securing that first postgraduate position. The services you see listed here, from initial career exploration to interactive practice for interviews and salary negotiation, are valued at hundreds of dollars in the marketplace, but are offered at no extra cost to every University of Utah student. The updated U Career Success Center also offers professional level resources at no cost to students, including 3 video studios, access to high quality headshots, and a career center to borrow that just right blazer or suit to confidently approach your next employer interaction. One important way we connect students with career opportunities is through 3 major career fairs repeated fall and spring semesters. a part-time and on-campus fair, an internship and career fair for all majors, and a STEM-focused fair. In fall of 2023, almost 6,000 participants attended one of these career building events, a 62% increase over fall of 2022. In addition, we host year-round targeted expos, workshops, and industry panels to put students in touch with prospective employers and help them build networks and connect to mentors. We welcome students from first year to graduation and beyond to take advantage of all the career services offered at the university. They are included in the cost of your education and promise to build your confidence, increase your resources, and enhance your lifetime opportunities. And with that, I'll turn the time over to Annalisa Purser.
Good afternoon. I'm Annalisa Purser. I'm Special Assistant for Strategic Initiatives in Student Affairs. And I'm excited to share with you today, similar to what you just heard about career services, Student Affairs in the University of Utah is focused on providing experiences and resources outside of the classroom as well. We strive to provide a variety of holistic support services for students to use regularly or as they need them. Holistic supports include, but are not limited to, academic resources like libraries, tutoring, health and wellness services like recreation and disability services, and also campus safety, technology, and transportation. This slide lists just a few of the many examples, including the Student Union, the Veteran Support Center, and the Financial Wellness Center. With significant input from students, the U has made intentional investments in increasing student mental health services in the past several years. In addition to increasing the number of counselors in the University Counseling Center, we're now offering online virtual 24/7 support through the TELUS Mental Health app. We know that individual counseling is not the only resource for supporting mental health, and the U has also invested in providing more skills workshops and mindfulness programs and wellness coaching from health educators and peer mentors. You can visit studentaffairs.utah.edu/mental health for more information and quick access to many of these resources. I'll now turn the time over to Associate Vice President Jen Reed to highlight auxiliary services.
I apologize about the mute. Auxiliary Services is committed to providing excellent customer service to students as they learn, live, recreate, and build community on campus. At the campus store, we provide more than a retail experience for the campus community. Our course materials delivery programs have evolved, and through inclusive access, students can have access to digital textbooks prior to their first day of class. On average, students can save about 60% off the cost of printed textbooks, and they are a more suitable option for course material delivery. We will continue to work with faculty to adopt this option for their classes because of the ease of use and potential savings. In support of campus safety initiatives, Commuter Services provides a Safe Ride program providing rides at no charge throughout campus at night. We also allow students to park in A permit stalls, which are closest to the academic center and other high-use buildings after 3 p.m. with their less expensive U permit. Commuter Services has upgraded lighting and surface parking lots and parking garages so that walking to and from parking and classes at night is less stressful. And we have additional security cameras in these same areas. We have a variety of partnerships in auxiliary services that support student success, including our partnership with UTA that allows all students unlimited access to UTA vehicles without having to pay fare to ride. We're also engaged with PepsiCo, our pouring rights partner, who provides internships and job opportunities for students along with product donation for events and support of recycling and sustainability initiatives. In support of the campus's climate action goals, auxiliary services has shifted much of the campus shuttle fleet to electric and compressed natural gas fueled vehicles. We provide transit rides across campus to encourage commuting students to leave their single occupancy vehicles at home. I'll now turn the time over to Chase Hagood.
Thank you so much, Jen. Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Hagood, the Senior Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Undergraduate Studies. I'm excited to share with you today about the work well underway at the University of Utah in ensuring an exceptional educational experience for every student. This work is possible through an approach we call Navigate U, comprised of 8 core pillars or concentrations that you see here. This work allows for an assurance of an exceptional educational experience for all students. Implementation is now underway using a phased approach, and that plan overall, from awareness and engagement to financial structures and academic and well-being support, is really driven by a concept and framework of seeing students get to, through, and beyond the University of Utah. Certain aspects of this work include student success coaching with partners at Inside Track. Participating in coaching for students at the University of Utah is significantly associated, as you can see here, with an increase in a case study or a pilot of spring 2023 GPAs. Coach students had lower DEWI rates than non-coach students in the spring of 2023. And from 2022 to 2023, just under 1,400 coaching meetings and just over 600 unique students received the benefit of student success coaching across the areas that you see here, from academic concerns to health and support, to finding community, to connecting to the career success coaches, and towards a commitment towards completion. Additionally, our vision for the future of student success at the University of Utah is through a model of shared services that will in fact raise the quality of how we provide resources through the notion of shared services distributed throughout the colleges and schools. One of the services well underway is EAB. EAB Navigate, acting as the data engine for the overall strategy of Navigate U. In many ways, we are determining what the needs are for students and how to best meet those needs through this shared services model so that every student at the U, again, can have an exceptional educational experience no matter their major. An additional way that we're investing in students is through General Education Reimagined. We have been hard at work, faculty, staff, and students, over the last year and a half to understand how general education can, in fact, be reimagined. Those changes included creating clear and efficient curricular pathways for all students, decreasing the number of courses and credits that students need to complete the general education and baccalaureate degree requirements, as well as reducing the number of credits students must complete by a minimum of 9. And for most students, the reduction in credits will be more, resulting in as much as an entire semester of coursework being saved. This will result in an average savings of $3,543 up to $5,143 in tuition and fees for Utah resident students. And we know this will enhance all students' ability to persist at higher rates and complete sooner. Our ongoing work, seen here in many other ways, is framed by a partnership with the University Innovation Alliance. The UIA initiatives at the University of Utah include the aforementioned Navigate U, chatbots and AI being deployed throughout the university to assist students in new and innovative ways, creating listening labs with topics ranging from student parents in partnership with student affairs, as well as the leave of absence process, proactive academic advising, as well as an academic recovery project. I'd like to talk a little bit more detail about these two projects, one of academic recovery and a proactive academic advising. In terms of academic recovery, we are proactively addressing high DEWI rates in gateway courses. One in particular focus is in the Math 1050 course. In the summer of 2023, working with the math department, the College of Science, and our faculty and students, we saw outcomes with a class average increasing from a grade of about 54 to up to 83, wherein interventions included assigned academic coaches, supplemental instruction, careful coordination with academic advisors, as well as small group study pods and small class sizes. In terms of proactive academic advising, there are 5 core elements of proactive academic advising that have really transformed the University Innovation Alliance campuses and are set to transform the University of Utah. They include assessing the university's organizational structure and its advising culture, understanding and using degree plans and academic maps effectively, leveraging strong data-driven tools to help advisors guide students to success, ensuring dedicated advisor capacity and training to deliver targeted support, and securing ongoing leadership support and investment. We have now launched an Academic Advising Standards Council, the AASC, to review the current state of advising at the U and to make immediate recommendations per the UIA, NACADA, and other organizations and research regarding the future state of proactive academic advising at the U. And now I'll hand it over to my good friend and colleague, Deb Kiek-Franson, the AVP and Dean of University Connected Learning.
Thanks, Chase. I'm Deborah Kiek-Franson, AVP and Dean of University Connected Learning, or UCL. UCL is responsible for the University of Utah's online portfolio, as well as for its continuing and professional education opportunities. The U offers a wide range of undergraduate degree programs that can be completed entirely online. These programs are designed to provide students with the flexibility and convenience they need to balance their education with other obligations. Our available programs include bachelor's in nursing, social work, psychology, and communication. We also offer a growing number of online graduate degree programs designed for students who want to advance their careers or pursue further education. We have degrees in, as Dr. Vierig mentioned, the MBA, also the Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, in Nursing, and Information Science, to name but a few. Our online programs are highly ranked by U.S. News and World Report and have been recognized for excellence in several areas as a testament to the quality of education the U provides all of its students. UCL also maintains a relentless focus on the adult learner. While on-campus students benefit from a range of online options, UCL's work especially benefits the working adult. We keep their needs and aspirations in mind as we design learning opportunities across modality and credential types. We understand that one size does not fit all, which is why we offer multiple modalities, including online, in-person, and low residency options. When it comes to credentials, we've got a range of adult learners covered, from traditional degree programs to credit-bearing certificates, and even cutting-edge micro-credentials that are workforce aligned. We provide diverse pathways to success. The landscape of micro-credentials is new and changing rapidly, and we're proud to be at the leading edge of this conversation. We're actively contributing to the national dialogue in meaningful ways. We also serve adult learners in several locations, including Salt Lake City, Sandy, and St. George. I hope many of you have taken advantage of our online courses, and we look forward to serving your needs as lifelong learners. If you have any questions, we're always here, so please reach out. And with that, I'll turn the time back to our moderator.
Thank you, everyone. See if I can get my camera back on. Thank you to everyone who participated today in this presentation. It's wonderful to see all the many offerings at the University of Utah and the wonderful things happening here. We'd like to answer questions about tuition that are submitted by our audience. We've received one question ahead of time. If any of you didn't submit a question ahead of time and would like to do so, you can do that in the Q&A option at the bottom of your screen. So one question that we have is, how does the university determine by what percentage to increase tuition? So Jason, if we could have you come back on and answer that question.
Yeah, Amy, that's a great question. So this is an ongoing process throughout the year. We continually evaluate all sources of funding and uses of that funding. We review the limitations around how our sources of funding can be used and efficiencies that we aim to capture to reduce our costs. So every year we know that there's a potential that a legislative mandated cost, along with a portion of funds to cover those costs, may be approved by the state of Utah legislature. So keeping affordability in mind, we usually look internally first to see what we can possibly cover from our portion before assessing whether or not we should move forward with a proposal to increase tuition. And we apply that process across the board.
Thank you, Jason. We have a couple of other questions. Our next question is, what measures are being considered to mitigate the impact of the tuition increase on students who are already experiencing financial hardship? So I think maybe Anthony and possibly Annalisa, if you want to talk a little bit about, let's go with Anthony first and then Annalisa.
Yeah, we look at the changes that or we use the FAFSA to determine eligibility for need-based financial aid assistance and work to proactively package students as quickly as possible based on the results of their FAFSA, and have other resources, including links to departmental scholarship resources that may be available as well.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you for submitting that question. This is something that's certainly always top of mind for us, as we, in many of the departments in student affairs, are working day to day with students to support them through the variety of factors impacting their lives. And we know that their identity and work as a student is just one aspect of that. Two things I want to mention that we are constantly working on to help support students and mitigate that impact of tuition. One is scholarships. So there are a lot of scholarships on campus that students can apply for that are not necessarily need-based, that are available through a lot of different departments. So it can be challenging to navigate such a big place. And I know this is something we're looking at, trying to improve the accessibility and navigation ability for students. But there's a lot of departments that if students get connected with areas that they are particularly interested in and can build a network, we have staff who can help you find scholarships that you can apply for in many cases throughout your journey as a student. And support you through with those financial needs. Some of them are focused on certain focuses or interests that students have, but also there are more kind of emergency-based opportunities for funding. So definitely recommend, if this is a particular concern or interest for a student, to get connected with some of our centers to find out what resources are there. Sometimes these emergency funds can help with getting access to, computer, or with an emergency bill to help you be able to cover that tuition and continue with school if the alternative is to not be able to move forward. Another thing I want to mention is our Basic Needs Collective. We have had this in place for only a couple of years now, but the focus is on making sure that our students have access to their basic needs so that they can focus on their academic journey and not have those things distracting from their ability to move forward with those pursuits. And that the collective, which is located in the basement of the Union Building, is not only a great resource for connecting to other campus resources, but is also well connected to resources available in the community that might be something that can support the student. But we also know students sometimes are supporting their families, or they have other members of their close community that they need support with for them to be able to focus on their academics, and they can help make those connections as well.
Thanks, Annalisa and Anthony. Just wanting to check, does anybody else have anything else they want to share on those? I think your answers were great, but I want to give an opportunity. Okay, thank you. We have another question, and that is, how is tuition returned to departments determined? And how does it relate to high undergraduate enrollment versus low? Does that impact tuition dollars that are generated for the particular department? Jason, you want to hop on there?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to take that question. So that question it's out of the scope and out of the spirit of kind of the intention of the Truth in Tuition meeting. That question is more relative to resource allocation and how we manage departments department college budgets across the institution. I'm happy to take that question offline to address that in more detail. But as far as truth and tuition, that is kind of out of scope within the conversation, but happy to take it offline.
Thank you. We did have one other question that's not specifically related to tuition about parking. That is an ongoing topic that we receive questions about. So I would ask for that question to come to our, if you can send it to, oh, would you like to, you want to talk about that, Jen?
Well, I'd be happy. I think it's out of
Okay.
scope of this conversation, but if the individual wants to reach out to me directly, or if we're collecting their information, I can reach out to them, but I'm happy to discuss parking and transportation with anyone that would like to talk about it. You bet.
That's great, thanks. And so the name of the participants is listed in this, in the registration, so feel free to reach out to Jen for that. And thank you for asking the question and for the answer too. Do we have any other questions? One more question. Will there be other opportunities for students and stakeholders to provide feedback or input on the proposed tuition increase before it is finalized? Jason, do you want to handle that one as well?
Yes, absolutely. And I think Amy has provided a link to email the SVPAA office. So you can do that route, or you can always come directly to our office. We're happy to have conversations about tuition increases and our proposals. We're always particularly interested in hearing from our students, but also faculty and staff as well. So there are multiple ways that you can continue to get a hold of us, and we're happy to have that conversation.
Thank you. Okay, so Megan, any chance you can put in the chat for me svpaa@utah.edu? That's our academic affairs email address. That would be helpful. Thank you. Thanks, Megan. Okay, do we have any other questions? So that everyone is aware, this meeting has been recorded and we will be posting it on At the U with a story about truth and tuition with these proposed increases, and after the Board of Trustees makes a vote, and then after the Utah Board of Higher Education makes a final decision on that, we'll give an update on what is approved. So I'm not seeing any other questions right now. Again, if you do have any questions that didn't get submitted into this chat, please feel free to reach out to us either individually or to the SVPAA email address. I just wanted to thank everybody again for joining us today, both the panelists and everyone who has taken the time out of their day to listen in and to be involved and to hear about this process. Without any more questions, we will have completed this 2024 Truth and Tuition hearing. And we again thank you and hope that each of you have a great day.